What up, my crunks? Welcome to a new episode of Drunk with Comics, where I get drunk and talk about some comics that don't really get any mainstream attention. And today I'm going to be talking about issue 3 of Bitter Root. Before I start the story, please subscribe to the channel, Pulling These. We got a whole bunch of skits and different content on there, videos of our podcast. So, give us a like and subscribe to see more stuff from us. Also, you can check out the last 2 videos I did about Bitter Root, issue 1 and 2. So you'll be caught up with the story. So you might want to stop and, check those out before you continue on with this video. All right. So we start off with a whole bunch of action. We got cops storming into the Sweet Piggy nightclub in Harlem. Because, 2 cops were killed in the last issue. And the cops are going to retaliate. You know how they do. They got some questions to ask and some heads to bust in. We also at the Sangeryes home where Berg is, being restrained because he's turning into a jinoo. And we're in Mississippi where Ford and Johnny Ray is talking to an old racist white man. The cops are asking questions by busting some heads in at Sweet Picking, trying to get revenge on the murder of their 2 federal officers. And the 2 officers that know about the Sangeryes and the monster hunting are there. And, they're contemplating if they should say something because, this shit's getting out of hand. But they decided to shut their mouths and, let the shit happen. In Mississippi, Ford and Johnny Ray are talking to this old white guy. I guess he's blind because he didn't see Ford in the house. But Johnny Ray's asking him a whole bunch of questions. He supposedly has this monster that eats black people. That's the rumor going around with this guy. Old man feels something's amiss. He can smell the nigra, southern way of saying the N-word, nigra. So he knows Ford is there and he turns into a jinoo, this frog-looking creature. Fight breaks out. Johnny Ray tries to help by breaking a table over his back, he's a fucking wrestler or something. Johnny Ray is about to be killed by this jinoo, but Ford, steps in and saves him. Johnny Ray is new to all this, so he never seen this guy, he never seen anything like this before. This guy just turned into a freaking monster in front of him. He asks Ford, he's like, yo, is this a jinoo? And Ford is like, nah, this is not a jinoo. This is something different. This was a jinoo that was a monster already, but he became a man, trying to be a man. So it's a different kind of monster they're facing right now. So there's more mythology explained in this issue about the jinoos and who are jinoos and who are not jinoos. So this creature, it seemed like he was more of a Dr. Sylvester type of jinoo. There were monsters already, but they became men. So we're back at Dr. Sylvester's apartment, and the ritual that he was doing, with the white couple he had there that was cured by the Sangeryes earlier on in the last couple episodes, last couple issues, my bad. It didn't work. So getting a serum from the couple didn't work, but he doesn't see it as a failure. He sees his true purpose now. He feels the fear and hate that are coming from the cops that are beating down people in the Sweet Picking nightclub. And he realized that he doesn't need a cure, that he's the cure himself to fight this fear and hate. He tells Nightingale that she's his angel of retribution, and he's gonna need her to fight off these jinoos that are appearing. They're appearing more in numbers in the recent years than before. So he seems like he wants to fight the jinoos, not be one of them. So we leave them and we back in the Sangeryes house where they finally have Berg sedated enough to, tie him up to a chair. They use the crazy amount of the serum that they have, the Phenu serum, that would have taken out 10 regular jinoos, but this is not a regular jinoo. My Etta mentions that she never seen anything like this before. She never encountered a jinoo this way. That could affect people and turn them into jinoos or jinnoos. I don't know. I swear I'm going to be mispronouncing that fucking word if I'm going to keep on being drunk when I'm doing these reviews. So jinnoos. So the Sangeryes family don't really know what to do with Berg because they never encountered anything like this before. Cullen mentions they have an Uncle Enoch that could help him with this because that's his specialty. He was into the stuff that wasn't well known in the world of jinoos and jinoo hunting. Blink is totally against this. Blink, you could tell she has issues with Uncle Enoch. So she tells Cullen that he shouldn't even bother contacting him because he's not going to be of any use and he shouldn't be involved at all because he caused so much pain to the family already. My Etta lets us know that she doesn't think much of Uncle Enoch and that he brought nothing but pain to her family. But she sides with Cullen, pretty much lets them know that he's probably their best option at this moment. Cullen takes that as a sign to be like, all right, I'm gonna go off and talk to him anyway then. While Blink is telling him like, yo, he's the cause of your parents' death, of my parents' death. So there's a little more insight of the history of the Sangeryes family and, their downfall that was alluded to earlier in the last 2 issues. And it seems like Uncle Enoch is, responsible for most of the tragedy that happened to this family. So we're back at Sweet Picking. Now we're outside the club. Cops are still beating the club goers there. One of the cops, Sullivan, which is one of the 2 cops that do know about the jinoo and the Sangeryes family, he's like, yo, okay, you need to relax. This is getting out of hand. He's trying to stop one of the cops. But when the cop he's trying to stop turns around, him and a whole bunch of other cops become jinoo, and it's about to go down. It's they beating a man half to death already as it is. One of the good cops, you could say, is trying to stop it, but it's too late. They all turn into jinnoos. And like I said, this issue is very action-packed because, we get a lot of scenes, a lot of locations, cutting back and forth. And now we're back with Cullen as he enters Uncle Enoch's home, which is, they say, is across the river, so I'm assuming it's the Bronx. So you already know how that goes, the BX, the hood. He knocks, no one answers, so he walks in. Immediately gets attacked by these, I don't know how to describe them, but they seem like to be like some sort of guard dogs. They don't really look like dogs. They seem like some demon dogs or some sort. And they have cybernetic limbs. They look pretty cool, but I don't know how to describe them, but I'm assuming they're little demons. Cullen gets overwhelmed by them. They're all on top of him. He's begging for help from Uncle Enoch. Uncle Enoch comes, is like, yo, I'm not expecting you. Cullen's like, yo, cut them off me. He lets Cullen know they're harmless, but they smell the jinoo on him because, Cullen's been around jinoos all this time. He hunts them, so of course you gotta have a strong smell. Backs off and asks him what he's doing there. He says Berg's in trouble. They can't figure out what's wrong with him. And we go back to the home in Harlem, the Sangeryes home, where Berg seems to have broken out of the chair and starts running towards Blink and Etta. Blink is trying to figure out how to fight Berg, And she tells Etta to get out the way. He's running towards her, and Etta's standing like a G. She's not afraid of Berg because that's family. Even though he's affected, even though he's turning into a jinoo, she still tries to help him. She's still trying to get through to him, which kind of works because Berg just stops in the middle of him just running around towards her and kind of recognizes who she is, and he gives her that recognition. So she whips out this infinity gauntlet looking thing filled with pheno serum, I guess, and starts going to work on Berg. She's out here looking like Yoda fighting Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones, flying over the place, getting on top of Berg, hitting him with the pheno serum to knock him out, and it seems to work. She handles Berg, and she takes him out. Shout out to Etta for that, out here looking like Yoda or a small ass. So we're back in Mississippi with Ford and Johnny Ray, and Ford's telling Johnny Ray about this jinoo that was really a jinoo that turned into a man. It's not really a jinoo. It's just a demon that became a man over time, and they're called gatekeepers. I guess they're different type of jinoos. They protect the gate, I guess, from the gate of hell where they come from, and that gate leads to Earth. And Ford let us know in the past 5 years there's been this huge amount of jinoos that's been coming and attacking. So he finds a map of all the jinoos that have been attacking in the country and been, I guess, protecting the gateways to hell. He tells Johnny Ray that he needs to go back to Harlem to make sure everything's all right over there, because it seems like it's about to go down. We're back in Harlem outside of Sweet Picking, and there's a standoff between the cops that haven't turned into jinoos and the cops that are jinoos. And of course, the cops that are still human, they're having a hard time thinking about shooting these monsters because they used to be their friends and their fellow cops, even though they can't get it through their heads that they're far gone now. They become jinnoos. There's no reasoning with these people. So it seems like these cops will get wiped out before Dr. Sylvester comes down and saves the day. Dr. Sylvester seems like he's in his fucking jinno form, which is just him all diesel, like a Hulk figure, and he calls himself the Angel of Retribution. He proceeds to use magic, it looks like to me, to blow the brains out of the jinnoos that are there. So they got blood coming out their heads. Someone got blood coming out their mouth. And then he's just taking them all out. And it's just like one jinoo cop left. And he's just facing them down. And he just gives this great speech about fear and how this jinnoos is going to experience fear because they've never experienced fear before. They live off of fear and hatred, but they never experience fear. So Dr. Sylvester's like, yo, you're going to feel this fear right now because I'm destroying your kind with no mercy right now. And he proceeds to dig his fingers into his head and just fucking rips his head off. And that's the end of issue 3. And guys, it seems like the story's picking up right now. There's 2 more issues left in this trade back I'm reading to you guys, reviewing. And it looks like it's just about to get better in these last 2 issues that are left. So thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'm still contemplating if I should do the last 2 issues in one video because, they're pretty short issues, nothing too long. So I might be able to do it. But, the alcohol doesn't help. So I might need to be more motivated to do that. But, we'll see. We'll see what I decide. If anything, it'll probably just be issue 4. But if I'm in a good mood, probably issue 4 and 5. On that note, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll be back for issue 4 in a couple weeks. My crunks, stay crunked. Read some good books, some good comic books. And remember to subscribe to the channel. Check out the podcast. And I'll see you next time. Peace.